Oh, the price of food has not went down to where it needs to be. However, there are 5 items that we're going to be talking about today that have went down slightly. Now, please understand, when I say they've went down slightly, they're still extremely expensive compared to what they were just a few years ago. So inflation has not come down like it's supposed to have, but right now there is a little break in price. So let's jump into this list of picking up these 5 items. Not only are we going to talk about how we're going to pick them up and why they may be a little bit less priced, we're going to talk about how we can put them up in our prepper's pantry to make sure they will last for a long time and take care of us. Because guess what? When the price goes back up, you won't be affected as much because you've made the purchase now instead of waiting till then. Let's jump into it today. I think this is going to be a good video. I think these are awesome items to have because we've talked about them before, but right now there's a dip, and we're going to talk about how we can preserve these foods and put them up for the long haul. Let's jump into it. Today's video starts right now. Welcome to the Max. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new to the channel, go down here, press subscribe, ring the bell, give us a thumbs up. Tell us what you think about this video. If you don't like it, that's okay, but tell us what you think so it helps our community grow together, because the words of wisdom that we get in the community section helps us be better as a whole. Also, when you give us a thumbs up, it helps us stay in the algorithm to share our message across YouTube. So we hope that you will give us a thumbs up and tell us what you think about this video. Remember, we are going to be doing a giveaway next week, so make sure you are subscribed to this channel and also our vlog channel, The Max Life, and that way you'll be entered into the giveaway. So let's jump into the content today. 5 foods that have went down a little bit in price. Please, I don't want to tell you that there's a holiday on it and it's on sale. I just want to say it's went down a little bit. So now let's go ahead and buy them while they're down, and then therefore they can be stocked up for when those prices fluctuate once more. Number 1 would be eggs. Now this is one that has skyrocketed in price over the last few years based on, the avian issues and the flu issues, sickness issues, and also the fact that it's just been speculative. You've seen a lot of price speculation on eggs. It should have never happened, however it did. But right now the price of eggs have went down a little bit because remember, during the spring and summer seasons, especially if you own chickens, you're getting a crazy harvest of chickens. So if you can pick them up at a local farmer's market or a local farm, that's even better than even having to go to the grocery store like Walmart. So now let's talk about the ways that we can put that up so that way we can preserve the harvest for longevity. Now, number 1, of course, if you're buying from the farm and they're unwashed eggs, meaning they have their bloom, what they call bloom, still on the eggs, check out the video we did on water glassing. I will link it below. You can water glass eggs and those eggs will last raw form to where you can utilize them for scrambled eggs, cake baking, whatever you're wanting to use them for. They're just your regular egg. You can put them in a jar and have them for years to come. That's the best way to put them up in your pantry. Say you can't do that and you can't get unwashed eggs. Have you thought about freezing eggs? Have you thought about dehydrating eggs and making powdered eggs? If you have a freeze dryer, awesome. You definitely should be freeze drying. Find ways to put them up. Have you thought about making scrambled eggs or fried eggs and then putting them up in the freezer? So there's different ways that you can preserve the economic part of the egg without having to buy tons of them when they become more expensive. So think about ways to freeze eggs, dehydrate eggs, or water glass eggs. Take advantage of it right now while the price is low. They are not as economic as they should be, and they're not as low as they once were, but they are a little bit less than what they were just a few months ago. So jump on buying eggs and buy them in bulk and learn how to preserve them for your pantry. Number 2 is chicken, which goes with the egg. The same reasons that the egg is less expensive right now, chickens are too, because they are production animals. We tend to see a lot more producing going on in the spring and summer. Now again, with the avian flu and with all the situations that happen with a lot of chicken farms over time, you saw the decline of birds, which made the price go up. Well, some of that population is coming back. Now the price is still inflated highly, but also people have moved away from buying chicken. It showed that Tyson's numbers have decreased and they're going to have to figure out how to make people want to buy chicken again. Well, when the supply and demand situation, the supply's up now, the demand is low, so it makes the price go down just a tad. Start buying chicken and putting it up. A very good hint is to buy the whole bird. buy it all together in a rotisserie form raw. You can get it cheaper per pound if you learn how to process and break it down yourself. I've done tons of videos on processing chickens and breaking them down. Think about buying them that way, and then you can turn around, break your quarters out, and learn how to process the chicken yourself. Then learn how to can chicken. We have a video on canning chicken. So we're trying to help you out understand the best ways to preserve it for the long haul. Here's the benefit too. When you buy the whole rotisserie chicken, you can crock pot that. You're buying it cheaper, break it down, can the chicken, then turn around and can the broth. You've taken that bird and you've utilized every aspect. And then you could take what's left, the bones and all the cartilage. If you have other animals, they can utilize it. Or you can turn around and put it in a dehydrator or oven on low temp. Then you're making bone meal off the chickens. It's a game changer. So now we've talked about freezing chicken, we've talked about canning chicken, we've talked about utilizing every part of the bird. When you buy the chicken in whole, dark meat, white meat, learn to process it, learn to can it. It's a game changer. It's going to last a long time. Start buying chicken before it goes up in price. Chicken is one of those things that you're going to see go back up because they want you to move away from eating meat. Right now, it's went down in price a little bit. Start buying chicken. Number 3 is fruit. Fruit has been in shortage for years. But right now, there's some fruit that you will find at a decreased price because they had good seasons. So some things like strawberries may be hard to find. Raspberries may be hard to find. However, blueberries may not be. I've seen where apples had a surplus where oranges didn't. So you learn to find those rollback items at your local grocery store when they're in surplus. I've noticed there's been a lot more grapes at our local grocery store. Now we can't grow grapes, so therefore we turn around and we buy grapes. But then we have to find ways to make that fresh fruit go longer. A game changer is learning how to dehydrate, freeze dry, can your fruits. We have learned to do those things. For instance, I love pineapple. Love pineapple. We actually grow a few pineapple here in our greenhouse. But you can grow several plants and you have like one pineapple. That's not enough. So what we've learned to do is when we see a sale on pineapples, we take them, we cut them down, and then we can them. So that pineapple will be there for off season, but then also we can utilize the pineapple juice in our kombucha. Again, learning how to use the pantry to benefit every avenue. Learning to be redundant in making sure you not only do you have the product, you may have the byproduct as well. It's huge. So learn to take the fruit right now. Think of apples. You can take it, you can core it, you can make applesauce, you can cut them up, freeze dry them, or dehydrate them, make them as snacks. You can turn around and can them. Then you can turn around and take the peeling, take the cores, and make apple cider vinegar. A great way to benefit your health. It's still up about 10% from a few years ago, but right now there's a dip because there's a harvest coming in. It's going to get more expensive by the year end because you're going to see those farms not be picking and not be as active, of course, in fall and winter. So learn to buy fresh fruit right now. Number 4, pork is what's for dinner. Now I know a lot of people don't like pork. Right now pork can be bought at a good price. It's went down in price. Now here's what I would challenge you when it comes to pork. Don't go and buy a boneless pork chop that's been cut and skinned because you're paying top dollar for it. But if you can learn to buy pieces of the hog or the whole side of pork, you're going to save money and then you're going to learn how to do the things yourself. Think about buying a whole pork loin and cutting pork chops off of it. Think about buying a bigger pork roast or shoulder roast and then breaking it down and making smaller pork and shoulder roast. Think of making sausage with pork butts or Boston butts. Think about making your own sausage with a little $30 grinder. We have a $30 grinder and we've grinded tons of pork shoulders and Boston butts off the pig and made our own sausage before we started processing pigs here on our farm. Sometimes you can pick up pork shoulders and what they call picnic. It is the front shoulder. And a lot of times people would smoke them and grill them. But you can take that and you can usually find those at a grocery store for 99 cents to $2 a pound, which is dirt cheap when they're in surplus. Buy those, grind those up, mix them with some seasoning, and there you have it. You have sausage. Now say for instance you want to smoke it and cure it out. You can literally smoke, barbecue your pulled pork, make little Boston butt pulled porks. We then take them and shred them down like you would if you had a pulled pork sandwich or barbecue pit sandwich. And then we take them and we put them in little Ziplocs and freeze them. So they're ready to go packages of pulled pork to feed our family. We do that all the time. We'll take big pieces, smoke them or grill them, then turn around and break them down into meal prepping style sizes. It's a great way to save money. Also, it helps you get on a plan and helps you not stress over those big meals. But making sure that you're picking up pork, pick it up in its natural forms, pick it up in forms that you think you can try it yourself and not have to buy it so prepackaged. If you buy it in bulk, you're going to save money. And this is a great, great buy, being a little bit of a decrease in pricing. All meat will go back up in price. It always does, and they don't want you buying meat. So right now, when it's decreased a little bit, let's jump on it. Last one we're going to talk about is oils. Now here's the kicker. Vegetable oil, canola oil, all the junk oils that we talk about, the seed oils, a lot of those seed oils are still in shortage and they're still high in price. So we're going to stay away from those. But what we have seen is you're starting to see your quality oils such as coconut oil, olive oil, especially extra virgin olive oil, duck fats, lards, butters, those have decreased in price a little bit. If you're buying butter, can it. Learn how to can butter. It is so easy. Learn how to can lard. It is so easy. We have videos on that, and that's two of the simplest things to can, unlike meat. I mean, it's actually meat, you need to learn. But when it comes to canning fats, it's a great way to do it and keep food stored in your prepper's pantry off grid without any tie to electricity, and it will make it go longer. Think of butter. Putting butter on a shelf is a game changer compared to having butter in your fridge. So those healthy fats are actually not in shortage right now. They are actually decreased in price right now. So let's jump on buying them. Now, if you go and look at vegetable oil or canola oil or peanut oil, the ones I tell you to stay away from anyway, but if you start buying those, you're gonna see those prices are not decreased. Most of them are still at a pretty inflated price. But if you learn to pick up those healthier fats, right now they've decreased in price. Not by much, but if they went down 3 or 4 or 5%, think about it. You probably didn't get a 3 or 4 or 5% raise this last year. So that could be a game changer when it comes to saving money at the grocery store. Pick up those healthy fats, learn how to store them, learn to buy them in the most holistic form. Single origin, not GMO, try to find the best quality of them. Learn how to preserve them, learn how to put them in cool, dark places if you're buying like virgin olive oil or coconut oil. Put them in a cool environment, not humid, but making sure they're not open to a lot of heavy temperature changes. So those are 5 things that you should be picking up. Some of these things were just in shortage the last few years. Some of these things were the heaviest price they've ever been over the last few years, such as eggs. But right now there's some dips. So take advantages of the dips, build up your prepper's pantry, and making sure that you are taking every advantage you can. Because right now prices are not cheap, but on these few items they've went down a little bit. Take advantage of them. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Our goal is to talk reality. Right now, there are shortages, there are price increases, but on these 5 things, they've had some dips, and we wanted to share them with you. So now you can go in and start learning skills how to preserve these 5 things. Guys, thank you so much for watching. God bless. Happy homesteading.